No joke, for $10, I'll put whatever picture you want on the moon.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's slow this down. As most of you may know, I've actually been doing this for months now. In mid-November, I bought my spot on the Astrobotic lunar lander, set up mymoonname.com, and allowed people to send up their names for free and pictures for only $5. So imagine my surprise when I see yesterday that MrBeast said he's doing the same thing, but for double the price. Which, by the way, I'll go into more detail in a future video, but the mission was actually postponed to the end of the year. So from now until at least February 1st, I'm still taking submissions of names and photos. If you want to submit, go to mymoonname.com and you'll find all the information there. I've been watching MrBeast's video since he was counting to 100,000 and giving a cookie out for every like. Suffice to say, I'm a huge fan. And I'm almost certain he had no idea that anybody else was doing this type of thing, even though I did tweet at him a few times. I really wanted him to notice. So when I saw that he was doing the same thing and was going to have way more success than me, I've actually lost quite a bit of money on this, but I expected that. Well, I was a little irked. It meant that I had a killer idea, but because he was a bigger YouTuber, he was going to get the press, the notoriety, and all the money from it. But what really annoyed me more was his lack of detail and the downright false information he gave in his videos announcing the project. Let's take a look.
Basically, NASA is putting a rover on the moon.
No, they're not.
And I managed to convince them to let me buy storage on their moon rover. Thank you, NASA.
No, he didn't, and no, he isn't.
And instead of doing something dumb like putting a jar of my farts on the moon, I thought it'd be cool to make the universe's first digital time capsule.
No, it isn't. Okay, so here are the facts. NASA is not putting a rover on the moon. Astrobotic is, and on a ULA Vulcan rocket. Astrobotic even had to clear this bit up on their end.
Hey, future editing Ian here. Not that it's a big thing, but I also realized that in some of the photos and videos he has promoting this, he's standing in front of what looks like the SN8 or SN9 Starship. SpaceX has nothing to do with this mission. I get that it's a really cool space thing, but it might be a little misleading, especially because I see a lot of tweets of people claiming that it has something to do with SpaceX. So I don't know why he's trying to affiliate it with SpaceX, but it has nothing to do with them.
Also, there's no convincing required. All you had to do was buy a spot. I'm sure this was probably little theatrics for his video, but even still, it's wrong. And either way, he didn't even buy a spot on the rover. He bought a spot on the lander. Those are two completely separate things, and the storage media is only going to the lander, not the rover. Lastly, he isn't even the first universal time capsule. NASA's been sending names up into space, to the sun, and to planets for years. And like I said, I've been doing this for months, and I'm not even the only one. Though, as far as I know, I'm the only one that's sending names for free and pictures for so cheap. It's one thing to just happen to have the same idea that I have and do it yourself, but it's another thing to give people false information. And I thought I could at least take solace in the fact that MrBeast would probably donate the proceeds or do something that would help his community at large. But he said one of his loftiest goals for this mission is to—
If we sell enough photos and videos, I might just put $1 million in Bitcoin on the moon.
Not as heartwarming as me wanting to use any profit that I made to buy a telescope and start doing astronomy videos, a dream I've had since I was a kid. Not that it's a competition in that sense. So what am I gonna do about this? Nothing. At the end of the day, MrBeast is a bigger YouTuber. I'm not. And like I said, I don't think he actually stole my idea. Good minds just happen to think alike. When it really gets down to it, I'm just happy that more people can take part in this historic mission and maybe grow their interest about space a little bit more. However, this part I want to address to you directly, MrBeast. I would love to talk to you. I know a lot about this mission, but also other missions and space in general, because I'm an astronomy major in college right now. I've been a part of the space community for years now. I'd love to fill you in on some of the more nitty-gritty details of this mission, and maybe other missions if you're curious, but also be there with you when it launches. Yeah, I want to be there when it launches, and I want to have a telescope and a camera set up so I can live stream the entire thing. Jimmy, I want to partner with you and do this together. You're an amazing guy that's given me so many laughs throughout the years. The least I can do is help you with this mission, make it entertaining but also accurate. Heck, I could even be your on-call astronomer! So if this sounds interesting at all to you, please reach out. I'd love to help. Also, I have another space idea that's cheaper, totally doable, and maybe even bigger than sending something to the moon. So if you want to know more about that, I'm here. But I digress. For the rest of you, expect more updates to come. I may not be the only one sending something to the moon, but if you're doing it through me, you're going to get constant updates, really good information, and any of your questions answered. So stay tuned, and I'll see you all next time.